A very good afternoon, honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I have great pleasure in welcoming you to the University of Nottingham, Malaysia's graduation ceremony. I hope that you will enjoy this day. As this is a formal occasion, may I seek your kind cooperation to ensure the order and smooth running of this ceremony with the following. Firstly, kindly ensure that all your mobile phones are either switched off or in silent mode throughout the ceremony. Secondly, please remain in your seat during the ceremony. And finally, please note that photography is permitted during the ceremony, but from your seats. At the end of the ceremony, after the members of the platform have left the hall, all students are required to follow the procession out of this hall and allow the photographers to organize the group photography sessions. All other guests, kindly remain in your seats until further announcement. Guests are cordially invited to join the officers of the university, staff and graduates for a buffet reception, which will be served at the marquee at the Academic Plaza, which is right outside this building. Our ushers will be on hand to direct you accordingly. Thank you for your kind attention. Honored guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, may I please kindly ask you to rise for the entry of the procession.
seated. Good afternoon. Professor Kevin Shakespeare, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Faculty of Science, University of Nottingham. Professor Fon Sim Ong, Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning, University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Professor Deborah Hall, Vice Provost for Research and Knowledge Exchange, University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the award of diplomas. It's my honour to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony at the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. It gives me great pleasure to be with you here today. My name is Professor Graham Kendall. I am a Pro Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nottingham. I'm also a CEO here and a Provost. We opened this university 20 years ago in 2000, nearly 20 years ago in 2000, in the middle of Kuala Lumpur. We moved into this campus, custom-built campus, in 2005. So next year we celebrate our 20th anniversary. And that's going to be a big year for us, a big marker for the work that we've been doing here. We currently have about 5,000 students on this campus, and in about an hour we'll have about 60 less, unfortunately, but we'll be glad that you've graduated. We were the first UK university to open a foreign branch campus in Malaysia. There's a few more here now, 4 from the UK and some others. But we're very proud that we're the longest serving university here from the UK. I hope you agree, and if you've not had a chance to look around, I encourage you to look around our campus. I believe we've got a spectacular campus. But if you've been to the UK, some of the things here echo that campus. One of the things you're sitting in now in somewhere called the Trent Building, and the Trent Building is actually named after Baron Jesse Boot, who was one of the founders, or one of the people who built up the Boots pharmaceutical company. And he donated the original land to the University of Nottingham, which opened in 1928, although we can trace our roots back to 1881. In 1929, he became Baron Trent, which is where the Trent Building is named after, not after the River Trent, as I once mistakenly said. So we have a Trent Building, our campus in the UK has a Trent Building, and our campus in China has a Trent Building. So we have a Trent Building on each of our campuses, and each of our campuses also has a lake. Hopefully if you didn't see the lake, I'm not quite sure how you got onto the campus, but our other 2 campuses in China and the UK have a lake. And the iconic picture of the University of Nottingham is the Trent Building in the UK reflected in the lake at Nottingham, UK. And you can get that picture probably once every 3 years, because it needs to be sunny, no cloud, no rain, no wind, and that doesn't happen very often in the UK. Unfortunately, we can't get that picture here because our Trent buildings are not close enough to the lake. So, if you've not already done it, I'm sure the students have, but if you've not already done it, I would encourage you to explore the campus. There's a couple of iconic pictures that we would encourage you to find. One is the Trent Building, of course, the other is the lake. We also have a massive Nottingham sign behind our Student Association building. And we're a UK campus, so we have a red phone box. So hunt out the red phone box and get a picture taken with the red phone box. I know of one student who went on a mission to visit all 3 campuses and have a picture taken in front of every Trent building, or the 3 Trent buildings. So if you fancy travelling after you've graduated, why not go to the UK and China and get a picture in front of our Trent buildings? But what are you going to do now? Now you've nearly graduated, you're graduands at the moment, you're going to cross the stage soon and you will become graduates. But what does the world look like for your world of work that you're entering? And it's a totally different place to when I entered the world of work a few years ago. I won't tell you how many. But it's said that 65% of students who are entering primary school today do not know what jobs they're going to do because those jobs haven't been invented. So if you think back, even at your time at university, and certainly when I was at university, things like search engine optimization, social media manager, immersive reality technician, data scientist, artificial intelligence quality assurance manager, they're some of the jobs that I can think of that maybe already exist or will come into existence. But over the next 20 years, there'll be many, many more jobs that are created that we've never even thought of. Graham Woods said a number of years ago, about 7 years ago, change has never happened this fast before, and it will never be this slow again. And when I think back to my time in industry, I started life in industry, went to university late in life. But when I left industry, I did not have an email address, amazingly. I used to send a memo, and if I ask you what a memo is, maybe some of you have never heard of the word memo. And I could ask you if you know what BCC means. When you send an email and you don't want anyone else to see it, you BCC it. That stands for blind carbon copy, and that comes back from when you used to send memos and sent a copy to someone that you didn't actually express on the memo itself. So even in the last few years, email is now becoming defunct. You know, people use social media and instant messaging much more than email. It's one of my big problems in life that people contact me with Facebook private messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram, and they expect me to respond to that in the same way that I do an email. So I often say I'm a professional email responder, but now I'm almost a social media responder. People contact me in whatever way they want, apart from letter and telephoning me. So things are really moving fast, and they're not going to slow down, and companies are finding that too. Back in 1955, Fortune 500 companies had an average lifespan of 75 years. That average lifespan now is about 15 years. So not only are you, maybe in 10, 20 years' time, going to be doing a job that you didn't know existed even today, you're probably going to work for a company that doesn't exist today. And by the time you finish your career, that company is probably going to be out of business. So as you enter your working life, you need to be flexible and adaptable, and hopefully your experience at the University of Nottingham would have taught you that. I think if we also reflect back on, if we look at something like the first industrial revolution, which was sort of categorised by steam and mechanisation, second industrial revolution by electricity and mass production, third industrial revolution was the IT age and enabling automation. We're now in the fourth industrial revolution, where they're talking about merging the physical and the digital worlds. And there's already talk of the fifth industrial revolution. I'm not quite sure what that's going to do. But change is not without its casualties. As these revolutions come and go, it puts people out of work, but it also opens up new opportunities. And actually, Nottingham can reflect on that. If you go back to the first industrial revolution, Nottingham was well known as a lace manufacturer. And there's areas in Nottingham, UK, called the Lace Market, where the old lace mills were, and they're now flats and condos and other sorts of buildings. So a lot of people were put out of work with the first industrial revolution, and a lot of people will be put out of work as AI comes along with the fourth industrial revolution. And the challenge that you have is to try and preempt that, or work in industries where you're actually ahead of the technological revolution rather than chasing it. And hopefully, again, a good degree from the University of Nottingham will help you to do that. So knowledge and the ability to adapt and be flexible is one thing. I think there's a couple of other things which are important. One is time. You only have a limited amount of time, and everyone has that same amount of time, so you should use that as effectively as you can. And the other is the values that you attribute to your life. You want to go through treating others how you would like to be treated yourself. But on time, I'm a computer scientist, so I often look at people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates because they made some great quotes. Steve Jobs said in a graduation ceremony in 2005, "Death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you. But someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become the old and be cleared away. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it's quite true. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living somebody else's life. So you're entering a new period of your life now. You still believe you're young, and you are young, but many of my colleagues on the stage also believe that, and we don't know where the time has gone. So really try and use your time effectively. The last thing I would like to talk about, but we'll hear more about this later on, is please try and leverage on us. You've got a degree from the University of Nottingham, but that should just be the start of our relationship, and we're now entering a new relationship where, as you cross this stage, you become our alumni. And hopefully we can work with you to help you further in your career, and hopefully you can help us. So please, as you go through the rest of your life, give back to society. Try and find ways to help others who have the same hopes and aspirations that you have had, but which have not been able to realise the dreams that you've been able to do, and which enabled you to select the University of Nottingham as your university of choice. So many congratulations on your award. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and wish you every success in your future endeavours and careers. And one final piece of advice from me: you're going to cross the stage in a moment. It will go by in an instant. If you fall over, it doesn't really matter, unless you really hurt yourself. If you don't smile, it does matter, because we're going to take 2 pictures of you, and we will smile. And if you look miserable, that's not going to look good on your mantelpiece for the next 50 years. So please walk across the stage slowly, make sure you smile, and enjoy yourself. Thank you. I'm now pleased to invite the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the Faculty of Science from the University of Nottingham, Professor Kevin Shakesheff, to address you.
Professor Graham Kendall, Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nottingham, Provost and CEO of the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Professor Fon Sing Ong, Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning. Professor Deborah Hall, Vice Provost for Research and Knowledge Exchange. Distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to be here for this graduation. I always very much enjoy my frequent visits to Malaysia as a country, and also to come and visit our university campus here in Seminay. The university set up this campus back at the start of this millennium, and from the UK's perspective, we're immensely proud of the hard work that all of our staff in all different roles have put in to creating such a successful university in what is a relatively short period of time. We're also especially proud of all of our students and our graduates, and I've enjoyed over many years coming over, speaking to you, meeting you at graduations, and being amazed by your enthusiasm and your passion for your country, for the campus, and for your futures. It's always particularly pleasing to be at a graduation because I think it's such a celebration of everything that's good about universities. It reflects all of the hard work that our graduates today have done, actually for many years, even before you came to the university. And of course, all the wonderful support that the people in front of me have provided to you to get you to this point. And of course, to the staff who, throughout your time here, have been dedicated to developing you and teaching your chosen subjects. And I'm fortunate I go to a lot of graduations in the UK, here in Malaysia, and also in our Ningbo campus in China. And I often find myself reflecting during the day on how important graduations are as a placeholder in our lives when we can reflect on what's gone well in the past and also look to the future. And when I think of graduations in the past, my very first graduation was 1991, where I graduated from the University of Nottingham in the UK. I remember it very clearly. It was the hottest day of the year in Nottingham. To put that into some context, I think it's never been so cold here for one of your graduations. We had a wonderful day, And then as I progressed through the university, I came and saw other people's graduations, and very much enjoyed seeing people going out into the world. And we know that our graduates go on and do great things all around the world and in many different areas of work. So my message to our graduands today is that there are two things that we can really guarantee you today. And the first guarantee, and Graham's already touched on this, is that you're going to experience great change during the rest of your lives. The world, as we know, is changing rapidly. If I think back to my graduation in 1991, many of the things that we take for granted today were unthinkable back then. And the same will be true for you. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, if you reflect on your graduation day today, you'll find that there's been amazing changes. And what I'd encourage you to do is to embrace that change. And actually, one of the great things about being a graduate from a great university like University of Nottingham is that you can play a part in shaping that change. So I encourage you to be ambitious and think, how can you make the world a better place through what you've learned here? So that's my first guarantee. You will see massive change. My second guarantee sounds like the complete opposite, but I can also guarantee you that there will be some stability in your lives. And in particular, your relationship with the University of Nottingham will be stable. Throughout your career, we will be here. We'll be here in Malaysia, we'll be here in Nottingham and in Ningbo. But actually, wherever you go in the world, and we know that many of you will have great careers across all the continents of the world, I can pretty much guarantee that every city of the world that you go to, you'll find a vibrant population of Nottingham alumni. And they will all, I guarantee you, be delighted to meet with you. They'll be delighted to provide career advice and support. And so please, and this again reiterates something that Graham has said, please do keep in touch with us. We are actually delighted to hear of your successes. They're important to us in demonstrating that the work that the university does is important. But also go out and look for other alumni. As you grow into positions where you're leading companies, maybe you're going to set up your own companies, do put a little bit back by helping students with placements or looking for people who have graduated from the University of Nottingham and seeing how you can work together. So my final message today is to be ambitious. The world ahead of you is exciting, and you have the skills to shape it. I think back to the 1990s when I can remember the very early discussions in the UK about whether we could set up a campus in Malaysia. And that was a hugely ambitious thing to do. And the people that made those early decisions were joined by some great people here in Malaysia, and actually we still have some people working on the campus that were here in the very early days. And from a very small start, by being ambitious, we've grown, and of course the staff deserve huge credit, we've grown an internationally respected university that's doing great research and great teaching. So please be inspired by that. I think that should be something that guides your careers, that if you set out to do what you really want to do, you're ambitious, you accept that there will be setbacks, then you can achieve a huge amount with your careers. So on that, thank you for inviting me to your graduation, and I look forward to meeting you all as you come across the stage. Thank you.
Kevin, thank you very much for that, and personally, thank you very much for staying in Malaysia for an extra day. It's very unusual for the UK to have degree ceremonies on a Saturday, but I know Kevin wanted to be here, but I still appreciated him staying and being able to join our graduation. We will now continue with the conferment of degrees and the award of diplomas and certificates. By the authority of the University of Nottingham, vested in my office, I admit the candidates presented today and those commended to their degrees, diplomas and certificates in absentia. I call upon Professor Andy Chan to present the graduands in his faculty for their degrees.
Provost and Pro-Vice Chancellor. To you and to the congregation, I present these students in my faculty for the following degrees. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honors, Chemical Engineering, Terence Gregory, Jr. Nayantara Soni. Wong Ye Wen. Yong Shang Min. Mechanical Engineering, Chok Chun Sam. Brian Chu Kai Sen. Lee Kong Young. Wong Ji Hong. For the degree of Master in Engineering with Honors, Chemical Engineering, Bong Jian Che. Chei Jing Wen. Lam Win Sen. Lee Vincent. Lim Chia Hui. Denise Lim Shin Yi. Lim Lian. Lo Jin Kang. Quan Shang. Ni Naik Wei Chin. Ong Mei Shi. Xia Wei Hong. Irvin Tan Chin Chuan. Tan Chun Mun. Teo Jun Hao. Nicholas Teo Wei Jong. Wu Kei Shen. Chemical Engineering with Environmental Engineering, Lao Xianzhen. Li Yongsheng. Tan Yin Hui. Priscilla Yo Shan Ju. Mechanical Engineering, Tomlin Gabriel. Ho Jing Ting. Kim and Yen. Lim Yen Han. Lim Joel Yi. Lim Wei Chen. Ng Yi Chen. Si Jun Wayne. Sim Hant Ning. Duncan Tan Chang Ho. Tan Peng Sam. Jackson Wong Jia Shen. Yi Kok Hong. For the degree of Master of Science, Chemical Engineering, Kakendran Sivakumar. Mechanical Engineering, Seamus T. Sin On. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering, Chow Wei Ling. Muhammad Haikal bin Ismail. Lim Chang Nong. Ng Mei Xiang. Jackson Uy. Priyanka R. Jagadish. Department of Mechanical Materials and Manufacturing Engineering, Chang Tian Kiang. Go Jensen. Tan Tien Kun. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with Honors, Chemical Engineering with Environmental Engineering, Chong Wen Jie.
I now call upon Mr. Sim Han Ning, who graduated in this ceremony from the Department of Mechanical Materials and Manufacturing Engineering, to address the congregation.
Hello, a very good evening to all. My name is Han Ning. Well, first of all, I would like to thank everyone who made it possible for me to stand here and deliver my humble speech on behalf of my fellow peers. Well, on the subject of being thankful, I would like to extend my utmost appreciation to our President and Vice Chancellor of University of Nottingham, Professor Cheryl West, University of Nottingham, Malaysia Provost and CEO, Vice Chancellor of University of Nottingham, Professor Graham Kendall, Vice Provost, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to express my most sincere gratitude towards them, our lecturers and professors. Here, they have worked hard to always quench our thirst for knowledge, to always be there to inspire us, and they were as impeccably patient as always. We have had lecturers who went out of their way to help the students, assist us in organizing events, obliging us with extra tutorial classes, facilitating industrial visits so that we have a better understanding of the module. Without the professionalism of our lecturers and professors, none of us will be able to have the funky hat we have on our top. Earlier today, I was hit by a wave of nostalgia, hard, as I was taking a stroll along the faculty building, where my fellow classmates and I used to spend countless nights in tears of helplessness and hysterical laughter. Well, this beautiful campus where we have had some of our most memorable memories. All those times we have to pull an all-nighter on assignments and hit McDonald's at 4 a.m. after that. The times when I've been convinced to a round or two of games as our reward for our long study sessions during exam period. And also those times where we have to vent to each other just to get through another day. It was truly a trip down the memory lane. Looking back to all this, I realized that I have come a very long way to where I am standing today. This will never be possible without them, my friends, my peers, lecturers, and staffs. They are all the reasons our bittersweet 4 years were the best times of our life so far. Because I believe that there will be better times ahead of us, and we are all destined for greater things in life. Well, as I speak, we are all unknowingly boarding this one-way train to adulthood, and there is no turning back now. We will now face countless possibilities and opportunities, many choices ahead of us, and we might even get lost along the way. And soon enough, we will also be introduced to new challenges and responsibilities like never before, shouldering burdens which we never thought we were capable of shouldering. Well, it may all seem overwhelming, and there may be times as well when your peers may seem to have it all together and you just feel less remarkable. Well, what I'm trying to point out is that all these are pointless struggles. It is important to not rush into decisions, and it will never matter what you do as long as it feels right to you. You have to learn to live to your own expectations and not that of others. We are all different individuals, each of us destined for a different story that leads to a different success. Furthermore, what lies ahead of us now is a vast sea of constantly changing unknown, and we have to always keep our chins up and be on our toes to stay afloat. But this also gives us a great opportunity to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, rise above, and never settle with what you are already capable of. Go out and try something new. You will never know what we will stumble upon. So as the sayings go, if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. And I'm proud to say that none of us here has ever been in the wrong lecture room for the past 4 years, because the lecturers are always the smartest. Well, before I end my speech, I would like to once again thank everyone for being part of this journey. My fellow graduates, with this, I would like to wish you all very best in your future endeavors. We are all part of a journey. We have traveled together unknowingly. And I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you for joining me. We may not know what lies ahead of us, but with our network and all that we have gained for our past 4 years, we can achieve great heights despite the unknowns. Remember to always stay out of your comfort zone, stay motivated, stay versatile, and never settle. Thank you.
Probably couldn't have been sitting in a worse seat, unfortunately. Han Ning, thank you very much for that. I stand on this stage quite a lot, and I get nervous doing graduations, as I'm sure Kevin does, and Deborah will hear from in a moment, to actually address a congregation as a recent graduate. I can't imagine how scary that is. You didn't look scared, I'm not sure you were. But I guess this is the reason, part of the reason why we do the job we do. We're helping, I mean, it's down to you, we're helping people turn out like you are to be able to address a congregation is no big deal. And I know that I stand outside coming in and I'm nervous. So can we just give one more round of applause and thank you for a great speech. I'd now like to invite Professor Deborah Hall, Vice Provost for Research and Knowledge Exchange at the University of Nottingham, Malaysia, to present her closing remarks.
Professor Graham Kendall, Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nottingham, Provost and CEO of the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Professor Kevin Shakespeare, Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the Faculty of Science, University of Nottingham. Professor Fon Sim Ong, Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning at University of Nottingham, Malaysia. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to conclude today's proceedings with a few words to our graduates. As you proceed in the next chapter of your lives, I offer you 3 ingredients for success. The first is integrity. If you carry out your responsibilities consistently to the best of your ability, people will trust you as a colleague and turn to you for leadership. Good governance, transparency, and credibility are attributes for which British institutions, both at home and overseas, are recognised and valued. Graduates, as our alumni, you are and always will be ambassadors for the University of Nottingham. The certificate that you are holding carries with it not just a recognition for your past hard work, but also a responsibility in the future for contributing to the positive reputation of our institution. Let this guide you throughout your career. The second ingredient for success is stay hungry to learn. Follow your instincts and curiosity wherever they may lead, and broaden your knowledge by engaging with others as much as you can. Embrace opportunities to collaborate with others who can introduce you to new perspectives and new insights. This also gives me a chance to say, don't forget us. Many of you will have taken up opportunities while you've been here to interact with industry leaders, with government representatives, with entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and such like. One day, you will be in their shoes, sitting at the head of the boardroom table. And when you are, do remember back to your days at the University of Nottingham. Maybe you'd want to tell us about your achievements. We're always happy to hear. Maybe you'd want to offer internship opportunities, as you may have received yourself. Maybe you would want to give an inspiring lecture on your success to our new undergraduates, mentor our students, even hire our fresh graduates, or even donate money to help us in our work. Supporting lifelong learning is the key to our success as a society here in Malaysia and helps us grow as individuals. So we're always delighted to hear from you, and please do stay connected to the university through our alumni network. There are staff waiting outside who are happy to talk to you about how you can do this. Third and finally, enjoy what you do. Take pleasure and satisfaction in what you've achieved today and what you will achieve tomorrow. This is the key to a happy life. So now, class of 2019, please stand up. On the stage, You can see represented here some of the academic and professional services staff who've made possible your achievements so far. This is your opportunity to give them a public gesture of thanks for helping you along your journey. And now I want you to turn to some of the most important people in the room. Not the people who you are facing now, but your family and friends who are celebrating your success today. It's your family and friends who've supported you through this journey so far, both emotionally and financially. And I want you to give them an even bigger public gesture of thanks for all their support. Thank you. So graduates and now fellow alumni of the University of Nottingham, Malaysia, congratulations on your success. You've worked hard, you deserve to be proud of this achievement. Take this opportunity to enjoy your celebrations. Well done.
Thank you, Professor Hall. I now declare this congregation closed. Please stand while the national anthems of the United Kingdom and Malaysia are played.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, please be seated. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Nottingham and President, Professor Shira West, and Professor Graham Kendall, Provost and CEO of the University of Nottingham, Malaysia, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your kind presence at this ceremony. To our guests, please join us for the buffet reception after this. Please remember to present your tickets to the ushers before entering the buffet area. For your kind information, the reception will be served until 7:30 p.m. today. Thank you all once again for making this a joyous and memorable event for our graduates and their families. Thank you and have a very nice evening.